Alright, so now that we got the squad back, we can finally move on to the next area. And oh my god, there's so much. There's still so much. Look at this. Oh man. How far am I in this? 1 hour, 44 minutes. God. It might be shorter for you guys because I'm going to be cutting stuff out, but man, oh boy. This is a lot. This is a lot of talking to do. But I will put it all up. I've heard that there's some complaints from the general public about the conscription numbers being excessive. It'd be a different story if this were some tiny skirmish they're preparing for, but this is Calvert we're talking about. Building up our forces here is a no-brainer. I mean, when you're going up against, like, not only Calvert, but, like, every other nation in between, it's like... Like, even other nations are getting involved when you consider, like, Mil Mirage. It's like, yeah, you're probably going to need all the numbers you can get. Like, if this war actually popped off, you're going to need all the help you can get. Seeing families and friends out in front of the conscription office having tearful goodbyes really hurts to see. I mean, there's no guarantee that they'll even be able to come back from the war. I hope the higher-ups can sort things out before we get trapped in a protracted war. Those are the ones to fear. There's been complaints across town about the price jumps, and now they've just gone up yet again. Conscription's in full swing. The bids marked for military use have doubled, but the number of capable farmers has plummeted. That kind of thing leads to market scarcity for products, resulting in a sudden price jumps. We're always being strong armed by the stupid government. They knew full well what the conscription would result in. I know, right? Fuck these guys. Alright guys, so if you're listening to this, then right now it is the next day. It got a little too late last night. It was going on till like 3 o'clock. I got way too tired. I was yawning too much, and I just decided, you know what? Okay. I'm gonna stop it there, and I'm just gonna do it the next night. So yeah, it's the next night now, and we're gonna continue looking for people to talk to. Jacqueline's ice cream flavors are so delightful. Here I am having been conscripted and I can't even do the one thing that I love. Shop. My life's in the toilet. But being able to eat something delicious, that always calms me down. It's like I'm in another world. Wow, it really picked me right up. I'm gonna go out there and do my best, so I can get right back to my peaceful, shopaholic ways. Oh, don't worry, dude. Once we get this stupid whatchamacallit rivalries out of the way, you can go back to shopping as much as you want.
I have to say, you're looking a little gaunt. If you let your dark thoughts build up, eventually they'll morph into something more wicked. Do me a favor, alright? Eat as much delicious food as you can, and take a nap every now and then. It'll do you a world of good.
Aww. Just for that, I'm gonna buy some more ice cream. And some jello. Or gelato, whatever you want to call it. Alright. If there's no real future in maritime shopping, then how are we supposed to keep financially afloat? We'll drown at this rate.
Honey, calm down and pull yourself together. If you don't steer yourself in a new direction soon, your family won't be able to support itself in the future.
You think I don't know that? But knowledge and experience gained in the maritime shipping industry just doesn't translate anywhere else. I know I'm in deep water, but if I can't find a way to ensure my family's well-being, oh my god. Wait, was that just a whole conversation of just water puns? Like, come on, you steer yourself in a new direction, stay afloat? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, moving on. Who else is out here? Riveria Court, I think. We should probably keep our distance. Standing out is the last thing we want. Yeah, we can't go in there. Alright. Tell, nothing new there. And Clay Small. It feels like the overall quality of Clay's products is dropping a little. What's being sold here is already hardly any different from emergency rations. The requisition seems pretty brutal as well. We don't need full-on luxury ingredients, just some that are a little nicer than average. Herman. Welcome! Are you looking for anything specific? Oh, hang on. It's the Thor's kids. Guilty as charged. Look at you. The very picture of a happy shopkeeper. Don't give me that crap. An old friend visited my shop earlier and told me something interesting. Namely, that the Navy is getting mobilized too. Oh, I keep forgetting her name. I know exactly who he's talking about, but I forgot her name. We saw them talking together. They were like by the road, I think. By like the sea. Altina's swimming friend. That's the reason behind a commotion at the harbor, apparently. Guess that means it's almost time for things to go down. Some of the friends I served with in the escort fleet are still in the Navy. Here's hoping they pull through this. God, I always bleh. Forgetting names. Leonora, that's her name. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, there's a new release section over there now. Let's see. How to send off a loved one and inheriting property without regrets. Wow. Not subtle at all, huh? Not exactly the easiest section to look through right now. Exactly. Well, there's no doubt about the manager's skills. Oh. Everywhere you look these days, you'll find stores suffering from falling sales. It's a pretty pointless issue if you ask me. When it comes to sales, speed is everything. You gotta pick up on incoming trends before they even emerge and stock up early. That's how business works, and that's a fact. A top-class merchant knows how to turn profit no matter the circumstances. And it requires some sharp senses to tell what's coming. Yep, war's right around the corner, so everyone's like, better stock up now because they're going to be taking all our food. That's how it works. Riviera Court has always relied on their connection to nobles. It's a long-standing point of pride for them. Still, they're barely scraping by in their current location. In a place like that, calling out to customers would be nearly useless, wouldn't it? Passing out some kind of grand reopening pamphlet would be way more useful. That was nothing. Just thinking out loud, that's all. We're in Clyce Mall, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, you actually care about them. He's like, man, you know, they could really, pick right up if they just did this or did that. Yeah, you care. It's like, you care about your rivals, you care about the competition. Clyce & Co. have really been asserting themselves lately. Their power is growing, no mistake about it. I'd like to be charitable and chalk it up to business acumen, but I've been hearing some pretty nasty rumors. They say the company is cozying up to the government and military. If that's true, it'd mean that business is practically highway robbery. National mobilization law requires private companies to cooperate with the government. Things seem different with Clyce & Co. It shows me to think they could have known from the start how profitable things would become, and cozied up to the government as a result. Well, yeah, obviously. Well, I mean, maybe not obvious to you, but it was pretty clear that Hugo was cozying up to fucking Osborn. Like, God, of all the Thor students, like, he's one of the few that's like, yeah, I'm with Osborn on this one. Like, god damn it. It's like, yeah, he knew. Anyway, ooh, advanced goggles. Rider jacket. Should probably check these stores, see if they have anything interesting. Never know, someone might have some gifts or presents or whatever. Proverb Eternity. I think I used all the proverbs to like make the thing. I'll buy it. Imperial Chronicle issue 8, yeah. Actually, I really need to be. Oh yeah. I was say, am I zooming in? Like, no, that's R3. I was say, like, I'm pressing in the left stick, and I'm thinking, okay, what's happening? Alright, cinnamon pecky. I need any food. Haven't been cooking anything recently. Might be a new recipe out there somewhere. I'll have to check the guide. But the holster plate. Yeah, not that much left. Anyway, Ortis North Street. Goodness gracious. Riviera Court's former building was turned into a conscription office about a week ago. Now there's a story with some history behind it. It's been in business even since I was a wee one. The thought of it being gone is such a shame. And after trying so hard to change too, they set up a whole section with commoners' wants in mind and were much more welcoming overall. And I've been hearing that they're going to kick back into full swing after they move. The new location is supposed to be over in the Harbor District, right? Might be worth stopping by. A lot of people have stopped coming by to shop for flowers. And maybe I'm imagining things, but even the flowers have been looking sad lately. Guess I've got to up my game. I'll perk up our customers and the flowers for sure. Yeah, you do you, Monique. I hear more and more gossip about people acting real strange these days. It's not all that shocking given the times we're in, but I can't help but be concerned. I just hope that Monique stays safe through all this. Me too. Anyone else out here? Yep, you. Wait, no. I'm looking at the minimap wrong. But yeah, you. It's nice to see you, Bartolo. How have things been since we last saw you? Pleasure of you to stop by, my lady. I see you brought your friends along too. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Just more and more of the residents getting conscripted. The noble faction's aiming to use the war to get their esteem back. If you ask me, they shouldn't count their chickens before they hatch. From what I've heard, there is some of the noble faction cooperating with the Wyson army. But a vast number of nobles are tangled up in their own issues. You can bet they're keeping to themselves for now. Anyway, apart from that, it's pretty much business as usual. Oh, well, it looks like they're back at the house now. Why not go say hello if you haven't already? I'll do just that. Thank you, Bartolo. Gonna go see Muse's aunt and uncle, I see. Alright, let's head right over there. Well, I mean, we'll work our way down, but... yeah. Ooh, lots of people in here. It looks like Betty's dad is going to be home for a while. She's completely absorbed in her never-ending quest for a boyfriend. You'd think she'd have way more important things than that on her mind right now. Seeing Edmund back safe and sound sure is a relief, even if it's just for the time being. It's that guy out there buying ice cream, right? Still, it's after you depart that things really get tough. Even now I can't help feeling anxious about it. On that note, we haven't been catching the same kinds of fish we normally do lately. That's kind of worrying in itself. Looks like we'll need to find ourselves a new fishing area, otherwise we'll really be in trouble. Everything's just so out of sorts these days. Everyone around town's looking so depressed. It really drags you down. I mean, I definitely get how they feel, but wallowing around's not going to help anyone. They say stormy seas are followed by a fine catch, right? Take me. I've been conscripted too. But I bet if I dig my feet in and hold my head up high, my own good fortune will roll in for me. That's a good way to think about it. I mean, it's better than being down all the time.
Whoops. It was so great seeing my dad again. I wish I could have been under better circumstances, though. All these cuties in the neighborhood getting conscripted has really thrown my quest for a boyfriend out the window. Come on! If I can't search for my future boo, then just what's going to motivate me to keep helping out with this place? I'm not asking for the perfect package, like some rich stud with eyes just for me. But isn't there at least one hot guy left?
She's certainly enthusiastic, to put it one way.
Oh, that guy there. He had the cutest smile just now. His style's a bit crazy, but he seems pretty nice. And hot enough to make up for it. Is she talking about Reen?
Oh, Reen?
Reen?
Uh-oh.
Welcome. Are you ready to order? We'll even slip in some extra fish stock just for you. It's not going to be easy, but I won't give up. I know what I want, and I'm not going to let it slip away.
I could swear someone's staring a hole through me right now. Oh boy. Of course it'd be Reen. It's like, I had a feeling. It's like, come on, it's Reen. Look at him. Like, this dude literally has his own harem right now. It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, she's talking about hot guys and Reen's like right here. Like, yeah, come on. Another drink, if you will.
Sure, here you go.
I can already feel it kicking in, patching his battered body of mine right back up. That's the stuff right there. I'm a big fan of Miranda's, of course, but this place is always so bright and cheery. Hey, how's about you add a passionate hot pot for my order?
Coming right up.
Blanca's a real genuine kind of gal. What you see is what you get. It makes for a good impression, you know. And these flavors never let me down either. Not a single complaint in my heart about this joint. Now, what's going on over here? Doesn't look really sad. Oh, you're Edmund.
Oh, Edmund, you're back. I didn't expect you'd be here so soon from the letter you sent.
Back I am. I decided I'd use my allotted vacation days so I could spend some time with my darling family.
That means the clock's ticking down to your being sent off to Calvert, doesn't it? Off to war.
It's true. My deployment is going to be a very long one. I'll probably be a wreck once it fully hits me, but I wanted to see my family's face to try and drum up a little spirit where I can.
Well, are you surprised to see my new crew? Betty and Blanca are helping out here while you were gone.
Betty? To think the day would come where I see her tending me in and smiling like a peach. I knew she had it in her. All it took was her actually giving it a try. Oh man. Wow, Betty has really stepped up around here. I've never seen her throw herself into work like this. As a father, nothing could make me happier. Having to leave my family really guts me, but knowing that she's working so hard gives me the peace of mind I need. Oh my goodness.
My husband's received some time off for offering his service to the Navy, so we've got him home with us for a bit before he leaves for war. I think it's really taken a weight off his shoulders to see the inn thriving and even Betty helping out around here. Aw. Well, anyone else here? Yeah, there's someone upstairs. You just won't believe it. Danny actually proposed. Oh, good for you. He handed me this gorgeous bouquet and popped the question and... Oh, my heart hasn't raced this much since the summer festival. He kind of put on a show, you know. Talking about his past mistakes and missteps and how I didn't need to rush my decision. You don't have to answer right away, of course. That sort of thing.
Does he really think I could say no? Hardly. I made my decision ages ago. He said that he's been assigned to Crossbell. He's doing all he can to stay tough. I wish I could offer him some encouragement. Maybe I head right over and give him my answer. Aw, yeah, you give him that answer, girl. We're gonna make damn sure that you live a long and happy life together. Damn sure. This war, it's not even gonna start. Anyway, next up, Strauss Orbital Factory. Hi. You've caught us at kind of awkward moment. The two of you, did something happen? Nothing to make a big deal of. It's just that Luther's received an order from the military to present himself and work as a technician for them. I see. Looks like the commandeering of technicians and engineers is continuing in all areas, where this is no different. I had recently heard some gruesome stories about Grandpa's experience with war. They really left me trembling. It seems all of that made me lose my composure a little when the notice came. If it really bothers you so much, just ignore it. That's what I do. That's something that only you can do, Grandpa. You might think I'm improperly wielding the authority given to me along with the golden emblem. But that has nothing to do with this. When you're an adult, you determine the course of your own life. You're so blunt, Grandpa. Well, this is hard to watch, but he does have a point. Strauss is a tough old geezer, huh? He reminds me of Professor Schmidt in a way. Ugh. I mean, it's not that easy, though. It's like, if you ignore the call for war, like, either you accept the call or you go to prison. Like, there's no two ways about it. Either you fight and die or you go to jail. Like, both suck, but it's one or the other. Anyway, yeah, I really need to be going to these places, looking at this stuff, because, like, come on, look at these. We got so many gifts. And there's still other gifts I need to get too, but I'm missing some items for them. Well, anyway, now on to Count Egret's residence. Hey. It's a pleasure to see you all again. You as well, grandmother. Oh, grandma and grandpa, not aunt and uncle. I thought they were like aunt and uncle. And what a relief to see you, grandfather, and Cessna have all returned safely. Yes, all thanks to you and your daring plan. After you left, the master was able to conclude his business and return home without incident. I'm honored that you thought to visit. From the sound of it, the conference regarding Mil Mirage seems to have been eventful, to say the least. That's one way to put it. We're lucky the IDF and armored divisions weren't in the area, or we would have had an even rougher time. I'm guessing you're one of the people we have to thank for the Courageous Two's timely appearance. Well, the particulars of its arrival were only revealed to me after the fact. It all began while I was chatting with Marquis Higharms about a third path. We've been traveling around the more remote territories, building a coalition of nobles who support that more moderate way. It wasn't an easy trip, but it allowed us to reconnect with old friends. That made it all worthwhile. In the process, the guild reached out to us, and we've been passing information on to His Highness ever since. That would explain the Courageous Two's impeccable timing. Even I didn't see that one coming. Well done, grandfather. We don't have much time left before the war breaks out, yet I believe you can open up that third path with the Courageous Two. I'm expecting great things from all of you. Thank you. We'll do our best not to disappoint. Please come back whenever you please. I have a steaming pot of tea ready for you. It's been so long since I was home. I want to take us some time to relax. My collection of imports seems alright. I'll never forgive them if that Imperial Defense Force lays even a finger on you. I don't think he's joking.
Our trip certainly wasn't the easiest, but the connections with friends old and new made it worthwhile. To be honest with you, Grandmother, I was hoping you would both be staying safe at home in the mansion. Ha! You can't expect this one to just sit quietly, can you? Even with all he goes about doing, he considers himself to be acting quite like a retired person after all. Ah, indeed. Grandfather really is a cut above the rest when it comes to that, isn't he?
A cut above. His family really is something else.
Bartolo had been taking care of the mansion, so everything seems to be in order. You're all welcome back here whenever you please. I'll have a steaming pot of tea ready for you.
Alright, well there's no one else here, so what's the private home? Uh-oh.
Oh, Angelo, the thought of you actually being conscripted breaks my heart in two. You have to make it back home and safe and sound no matter what. Don't overextend yourself out there, or get hurt. And also,
Mom, you don't need to worry so much. Working for the Navy will be hardly any different from my plain old sailor gig. And I'll come home to see you guys just like always.
Do you really mean it, Angelo? Then you have to do it. Pinky swear.
Of course, pinky swear, Luca. Don't look so down. Have I ever lied to you?
Never. Not even once. Okay, I believe you then. Just don't stay away too long, okay?
I'm sorry, Mom. Luca, I've done nothing but worry you both this whole time. And here I've gone and given you my word, but I don't even know if I can hold up to it. I might not make it out of this, but at least if you read what I've left behind, you should be alright without me.
My Angelo's been trapped. Somehow, he has to make it home safely. Angelo can do anything. I know it. He'll definitely come home. I believe in him no matter what.
I believe in him too. Can I go see what he wrote? Did he put it down somewhere? Nah. Unless it's somewhere I can't find it, I don't think he did. So, yeah, I guess that's that. Yeah, alright. Ortis Noble District. What are you all doing here? We have a war on our hands. This is the time to volunteer, not be out frolicking about. I, of course, have been cooperating to my fullest ability. Look closely at the tankers being loaded in the bay. Several of those are mine. Given that cargo ships are in such hot supply, I loan mine out to the Navy. Okay, badass. Right up until the other day, the Imperial Defense Force was strutting around as if they owned the place. Your military forces are preparing for the coming war, and your protection has been entrusted to us, they said. Give me a break. But at some point, they completely disappeared without any explanation. What the hell is going on? Where's their sense of responsibility? Ugh.
It can't be. Heathcliff has been sent to war?
That happens over here. Apparently, he was following the will of his current head of house. He used to be a liaison officer in Crossbelt. I am truly surprised as well, as there was no sign of him doing something like this before.
Heathcliff, you decided that bringing up to me before was cowardly, didn't you? I've decided. I'm going after Heathcliff.
What are you saying, my lady? Hasn't he already joined up?
If I ended up never seeing him again, I would regret it for the rest of my life. Don't you see, Hawkins? I have to do this. Don't try to stop me.
Aw. As usual, when it comes to that gentleman, you become most earnest, my lady. You leave me with no choice. If your mind is set on this course of action, then I will have to tie your hands together and put you in the basement where I can keep you safe, because you are being foolish. But no, I will offer you whatever assistance I can.
Thank you.
In the end, they were probably just being moved around at the convenience of the government. Ugh, the IDF got on my very last nerve while they were here, and somehow they still managed to annoy me after they've left. Oh yeah, you're the same bitch. I contacted Chief Warrant Officer Brighton in Heimdall. He was tough but motivating. There's a lot happening, but he asked me to make sure I fulfill my duties as thoroughly as possible. Looks like the anti-Calvert protests and rallies in Heimdall are reaching frenzied levels. Chief Warrant Officer Brighton must be having a real rough time out there. I'll do everything I can here so I can proudly say I'm one of his subordinates. Alright, what are you doing down here? Huh? You guys? The governor has ordered us to allow our honored guests to pass through. If you have any business here, feel free to go on through. In short, it means that we're free to come and go. I'd like to give him my regards. Should we drop in? Yu Cayen's mansion is now accessible. I was about to say, like you look at it and it's like it says new right there, so someone must be there to do something. Well, it is the next place on our list, so let's go. When we arrived in Ordis with the Imperial Governor, we were criticized to Gehenna and back by its residents. On top of that, our deplorable behavior toward the Empress, and her weakened state no less, eats right away at me. But now the Governor has earned some trust from the citizens, and Her Highness is recovering. I hope to refresh myself as well, as best to face whatever turmoil the war will bring. Ordis is the location of the noble faction's headquarters. We are in a great position to take action, fully knowing the position of the nobles. We can forget the bad blood between us and all work together for the peace of the Empire and society as we know it. I'm glad you're here. Seems you've been through a lot, but it's a relief to see you all safe. Thank you. By the way, but the way you put it sounds like you must be aware of our situation. Yes, I may have heard something about it. It made me sick when I heard that the meeting between the country leaders had been attacked. However, it seems a certain individual showed up in his new airship to save the day. Perhaps it's just best to say I'm glad you are all safe.
Wow, you do know a lot.
The situation isn't great, but we've been entrusted with everyone's hopes. We have to do what we can to be a beacon of light for them. I'm looking forward to you doing so then. The momentum pushing us toward war is increasing even here in Ordis. I intend to monitor it myself.
Thank you. We appreciate your efforts.
This is a duty of mine as interim supervisor. That and watching over the Empress. She must be worried. Why don't you go and say hello? We should be able to find her in the banquet hall. Schwarzer, do we have time? For this? Of course. The banquet hall is straight down this corridor. Please go ahead and explain the current situation to Her Highness. Alright then.
The Empress is smiling again. I feel like I haven't seen her smile much at all lately. As someone in her employ, and a citizen of this empire, I am absolutely overjoyed.
There was a skirmish between Panzer Soldats in here a few days ago. Yeah, I bet.
They absolutely ruined my pristine, shiny floor with dozens and dozens of scratches. But I've gone through loads of wax to get it back in shape, and it's almost reached peak perfection. Of course, I would have appreciated if they kept the soldats off the floors in the first place. Oops. I mean, we didn't exactly have a choice, I'm sorry. I mean, the floor looks really nice, though. It's a really pretty floor. Anyway. Banquet hall. Why, you're Lord Alfred's granddaughter. Please excuse my not realizing it before when you were a student. A dreadful oversight on my behalf. I was so delighted to hear you were decided upon as the next Duchess. It's quite alright, and thank you. Please note for now, though, that I'm not Mildy. I am simply Muse, a regular schoolgirl.
Sure, a regular schoolgirl. You may be a schoolgirl, but you're still anything but regular.
I must ask that you don't treat me as a member of House Cayenne, but rather as a common guest.
My lady, as you wish. You will have the maximum hospitality I can offer a guest when you are here in the mansion.
Good to know.
With Governor Regnant's blessing, we should be able to meet the Empress. Should we head to the banquet hall now?
Yes.
This is going to be an event. A servant showed Rain and the others to the banquet hall.
It's a pleasure to see you all again. And even more so that you made it through under the circumstances.
Sorry it took us so long.
It's an honor to make your acquaintance again, Your Highness.
Shouldn't it be Your Majesty? I mean, she's an Empress. Like, what? Like, I'm just gonna say Your Majesty. Like, again, she's an Empress. Come on, get it together. I suppose you have heard about what's happened with us.
Yes. Thanks to Governor Regnitz, I have the main details of your exploits. Recruiting with your friends and Alfin accompanying you on your journey. And even more importantly, that dear Oliver is safe.
Seems like you've heard it all. We were just as relieved, maybe even more surprised. He's helping us find a third path to walk.
I don't know how much we can help as our country marches into war. But we're going to do everything we can as members of Thor's to stop this awful tragedy. I'm grateful to hear that. You have all done so much to help me, and yet I can't do anything in return.
If only I could have told His Majesty about this. Has something happened to His Majesty?
No, it's just that his operation is very soon. Sometime within the next few days, apparently. All I can do is pray to ADOs for the operation to be a success. Your Highness,
maybe it is Your Highness, I don't know. You can tell she really loves the Emperor.
Yes, we did hear a lot has happened.
Please, let me pray for him to recover too.
Thank you, all of you. Please look out for Oliver, Alfred, and Cedric too.
We will, Your Majesty. Alright.
I'm so happy to hear you all say that. If only I could tell His Majesty about this. I know you must have your hands full, but please look after Oliver, Alfred, and Cedric for me.
Alright, we'll see. Anyway, I think that's all we can do here. So on to Orthus Cathedral. in here. Well, shall we set off to the towns in the south to perform mass for them?
Wait a minute. I haven't taken my cookies to the Cayenne estate yet. I didn't put enough sugar in today, so I had to start over.
So that's what you've been busying yourself doing, Sister Sienna?
I'm sorry. When I think of the poor Empress, I can't just stand around twiddling my thumbs. And hey, my daily cookie deliveries actually did some good. Those annoying Imperial Defense Force jerks admitted defeat and left.
I don't know where to start. Anyway, we normally don't intervene in secular matters. At least ask the Archbishop for permission before you go again.
Okay, I'll go ask him right now.
Goodness. Actually, hold on.
I baked a boatload of cookies so we can hand them out to all the faithful down south.
Guess you should clear it with the Archbishop first, though.
I'll go ask him about it now.
I should probably speak to him twice. Maybe we spoiled Sister Sienna. But there are worse things, I think. Her cheery nature is a blessing in these grim times. I think we can overlook it. Yeah, that's a good idea. This coming war is going to be far greater than any conflict we've ever seen, Civil War included. I feel so uneasy whenever I think of the future. I come to church to find some peace, and stop myself from subjecting my daughter to my apprehensions.
Hey, have you heard of the Lance Maiden? They say she's this super strong, super cool lady knight who ended something called the War of the Lions. Neat, huh? When I grow up, I want to be just like her.
Aw, I wonder what would have happened if I had Doobly here. It would have been nice to see her reaction like, of course she admires my lady. Or my lord. I knew that the scale of the conflict would be large, but I didn't expect it to be so all-encompassing. Are things always headed to this point? We're going to have to act with great care from here on. I too must aid those who have lost their way.
You work so hard, Marquis. I fear I've imposed upon you terribly.
Not at all. I'd wager you have far more difficult challenges to contend with. In truth, I should be apologizing for foisting such a big role upon you. Make sure you look after yourself, daughter of Alfred.
Thank you, Marquis.
Really? The neighboring states are taking action? That's what I've heard, anyway. If it's true, then who knows what will happen. There's no telling who will win this war now, or even how long it could end up lasting. And yet it is ordinary citizens who will suffer the most for this. Indeed. What's going on in your mind, dude? The Septian Church is communicating with its various branches in secret. Using our resources and information, we're trying to improve the lives of the people, even if only a little. Mysterious phantom flowers and fiends have started to appear frequently in the area. Here, in Lemaire. There are even reports of devils like the ones in the Testaments. The Gross Ritter are doing what they can, but we must try to prevent people from being caught up in the chaos. There's been some sort of incident in the holy city of Arteria, the high seat of the Septian Church. The Gross Ritter is also working in earnest, albeit independently from the actions taken by the Papal Guard. All throughout the ages, this same conflict over the sacraments of Adios perpetuates itself time and again. No, worry not. Pay my musings no mind. No matter the era, the role of the Church will never change. We must pray to Adios for the well-being of our loved ones. The sacraments of Adios. The story of the Septarians is recorded in the testaments of the Septarian Church. Maybe there's something we can learn from it. Next up, Count Florod's residence.
I just went to pour some tea for the master. I've never seen him look so anguished. Excuse me. That isn't something a maid should be saying. It is a maid's duty to support her master, no matter what else is going on. I intend to do just that.
Yeah, someone's gotta keep their spirits up. It's a shame that this comes to this. I imagine the neutral families will be forced to reconsider their principles. We can at least soften the blow with the careful release of information. I know she is worried about my lady, but the job of a maid at times like these is to support the master of the house. I'm fine. I have a few letters I need to prepare and send as soon as possible. I see. Please do not push yourself too hard. The master has so many worries and anxieties, but he has a good cause, given the circumstances. The lives of so many are in his hands, and he doesn't know which way the war is going to take us. Oh, it's you. It seems that Operation Mill Mirage is finally in play. So you heard. He certainly holds his own as a representative of the current noble faction. I admit, there was a part of me holding out hope that if anyone could stop this tragedy, it would be the next Duchess of Cayenne and General Legui.
I'm sorry we couldn't be of any help.
Worry not. It was a long shot by any means. But since the four great houses cannot act, all I can do is fulfill my duty as representative of the noble faction. You should tread the path that you believe in. Please give my regards to my children. Ah, right. And also to that popular musician you're acquainted with. With pleasure, sir.
I will do everything it takes to achieve what Thor set out to do.
Alright then. No one else here, so let's be off. Noble's residence. What are you doing? Oh, Miss Lilibelle, I see you've been hard at work trying to help your parents. You've truly grown up so much. Now that you don't need my help anymore, it makes me feel a little sad. It's my back again. Keeping this up is going to be tough. But I can get through it. I have to look after the young miss through thick and thin.
Mama, this is for you. It's a special Friends Again coupon. You and Papa can make up again with this. Oh my, thank you very much, dear. But you know, your Papa and I haven't fallen out. Are you sure? Of course, I wouldn't lie to you, my sweet Lilibelle. We were discussing something, and perhaps I might have gotten a little carried away. We'll talk it over when he returns. Okay, you better do it right, Mama. Of course, sweetie. Oliver helped me when I was making invites for the summer festival, but I did it all by myself today. I'm glad Mama liked it. I think it was a success, right? Time to celebrate. Lilibelle has been getting really worried. I may have been a little overly harsh with my words lately. I have to talk it over with my husband when he returns.
Alright, next up, the Harbor District. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. In June, Horta suffered a massive assault from the Jaeger troops. Took a direct hit from a cannon, and the Belarus lighthouse was destroyed. Brigadier General Bardius has been making plans for it to be rebuilt. General Regnitz has taken over those plans. It's progressing well, and the groundbreaking's already been scheduled. Construction work should start soon. Everyone's relieved that the construction has been approved. Oh my god, there is so much to talk to, so many people. God damn. Jesus Christ. Look. God, Jesus Christ. Holster, God. god, there's so much. There's so much. Oh my goodness. Wow. I really underestimated how much there would be to talk to. Oh, let's keep going. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I know all the workers really well, so it was easy to give them instruction. I finally found the right path in life, and then I got conscripted. I wonder if I'll be able to find my way back after the war. If I do, I want to go back to the harbor management. I love seeing the happy faces of tourists enjoying a cruise. Oh, look who's down here. It's your girl, looking for her boy. KARGO! If you're still alive, give me a sign, damn it! I've looked everywhere, checked every city I could think of, every town and village. Now here I am at the edge of Erebonia. KARGO, where the hell could you have gone? So that's why you're looking for him? Well, if it isn't Team Punk Ass again, Jesus. KARGO's always been kind of a scaredy cat. I mean, it's like on one hand I'm thinking to myself, like, on one hand it's like do you guys really want to see me run around talking to people? But on the other hand, it's like then we run into scenes like this, and it's like I would have completely missed out on this if I just skipped it. Like here we have Patiri, like looking for her boy. It's like I can't just skip this. Like it's interesting. Like we have a character that we know out here doing shit. Oh man, it's like there's so much to talk to, and it's like I have so many days, like or so many hours in the day. It's like I'm doing this at night. Okay, it's like what time is it? It's like 1:47, dude. It's like I started this like less than an hour ago, but still, dude, I have so many people to talk to. Oh man, this might need to be split up in like 2-3 parts. Like I was thinking, oh, we just run around, talk to people. Then the next part we do some, bonding events, and the next part we get to the story. But this might be this whole running around talking to people might be 2 parts because there's so many people to talk to. All right, but I'll probably do this at the beginning of another video, but you guys let me know if you're okay, if you want me to like run around talking to people, because I'm only doing it because I think you guys might like it. Plus there's some interesting dialogue to be had, so it's like, why not? Maybe I'll just cut out the parts where it's like nothing, but then it's like I'll have to like scour every single conversation, and I don't know, that just seems like really time consuming, so I don't know. We'll see. Back in the day, he always used to hide behind me while I kicked ass and took names. It was a little pathetic, really. But the last time I saw him, he was helping out refugees in the Oz district. Got everyone out with just some scrapes and bruises. Well, everyone except for himself. He's been missing ever since. Damn it, fine. I'll just start over. I'll search the whole damn empire again if I have to. I don't care how long it takes. I will find KARGO. Aw man, I love you, Patiri. You keep doing it. We'll keep an ear to the ground as well. Together we'll find him. Don't give up. I've searched every freaking corner of the empire and not a single sign of KARGO. Fine, I'll start over. Alright. Well, you gotta hand it to the girl's determination, that's for sure. She ain't gonna give up. Man, I always like Patiri. I'm always shipping her, and I'll be honest, I'm always shipping her and Machias. Oh man, I wish I'd had Machias with me, but there's so many different conversations happening, so many different, like, okay, if I had this character, we would have gotten that. If I had this character, we would have gotten this. It's like, oh man. It's like, it's one thing after another. Oh, we have Yuta. We managed to slip away from Charlotte's father and get ourselves out of Raquel. Charlotte says she's not going back either. She's staying at the Sailor's Tavern for now. Damn. just straight up not going to her father. Like, fuck you. Like, yeah, that you're gonna have to. I know we can't go on like this forever. Like, yeah, you gonna have to deal with that at some point. Like, at some point, you two are gonna have to confront this asshole and just be like, hey, stop being a dickhead. Stop being a fucking class racist. Okay? Okay, we don't have time for this, alright? Okay, we're moving into a modern age, alright? Okay, commoners and nobles mingle, okay? Get it through your head. Sooner or later, I'm going to have to try to convince Charlotte's father I'm good enough for her. And I hope you can. Okay, be sure to send us a quest if you need help. Because I need those points, alright?
Welcome to Riviera... What the... Welcome! Riviera Court is this way. Riviera Court has just been refurbished. Come and take a look. Oh, hello there, student of Thors. Welcome back to Ortis.
Looks like business is great.
I heard that the military forced it to close, but I guess they moved location to set up shop again. Yep, and it's all thanks to Lord Vincent, Lady Margarita, and some other generous benefactors. And then there was that other thing, right, Rennie? I was really surprised myself.
What other thing?
But today, Lady Ferris suddenly turned up, accompanied by Lord Vincent. And my, how they've grown so gallant in our time apart.
Anyway, that's good to hear. I don't doubt that she'll cause you worry in the future, too.
It'll be alright. I have faith in Lady Ferris. She begged me to look after the store. She couldn't give me details, but she said there was something she needed to do as part of Thor's. I can't believe how mature she's become, forging her own path through all this uncertainty. We've promised that we will do everything we can for when Lady Ferris comes home properly. So please pop in. Look forward to it.
Don't worry, we will.
I should get some shopping in at Riviera Court too.
I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, I'll definitely see what they have. Maybe some gifts or something. But we have a lot of people to talk to. We haven't even gotten through half the people. I think I've talked to you. Society is starting to stink of war. I heard Yuta is dating a girl from a noble family. He just had to get all soppy with a girl way out of his class. A reckless decision that's only going to end in hurt, if you ask me. I guess when you're young is the time to be foolish. I'm not going to run my mouth about it. Nah. Is that you got these classes, like, come on. Ain't no time for that. Okay, we ain't living in the Stone Age anymore, alright? The Middle Ages are gone. Okay, that's ancient history. Okay, we got fucking TVs, radios, we got the internet, and you fucking worried about class? Get the fuck out of here. Doc can save me when I collapse due to anemia. I thought that guy was just a musclehead, but he really thinks of his friends. Right, let's give this a go. There are more and more guys going down from exhaustion with all this lifting. I had to carry 6 people to the infirmary not too long ago. All at once, of course. It's a real wake-up to the muscles. 6 people at the same time? Wish I could have seen that. Wish I could have seen that too. I hardly believe that shit. Yeah, right, 6 people? That's like over 600 pounds, my dude. Over 700. That's way, nah. Phew! Lifting the containers up with the crane is a real test of nerves. We make a mistake and a container falls into a sea, it's a big deal. I've heard a rumor that war is coming up. There's no time to let up. I was hoping to let the war pass without getting involved. Then I got drafted. Go figure. Shit. Never thought I'd have to go back to the sea like this. Well, I guess I have to get on with it. I'll read as much of the Imperial Chronicle as I can before I get sent away. So I've finished my 6th read-through of the Imperial Chronicle. Alright, did I talk to everyone out here? There's so many dots that it's hard to tell. No, I don't think I have. God. Finally, I've been drafted. Would have been an honor for me to contribute to the downfall of Calvert as part of the Navy. Or it would be an honor. Sure. Well, if you're happy about it, cargo just keeps coming. Now I get it. The root of all evil is the tanker. Why is there so much cargo? How functional can this thing be? This massive ship is so cool, but I'm starting to despise it. Huh. There's probably something in here. Something not good. The guy who was doing the shipping work with me here also got drafted. The boats we use are very different from the Navy boats, so I really don't know what they expect from us. And I haven't heard a word about conscription. You think they've forgotten about me? You better hope so, but I don't think they did. They tend to get to you sooner or later. It's only a matter of time before they get every single man. Every single man is going to be in the war. Like, you don't get a choice. Alright, I think I talked to everyone out here. Or this is almost done. Okay, I guess I better get going. Miranda, Charlotte, take care of yourselves. If you get into any kind of trouble, just send us a letter, okay? I'm sure we can do something to help. Rock, I don't know what I should say right now. Come back once the war is over, okay? Of course. You don't need to tell me. You better be able to carry multiple trays with one hand when I get back too. Why don't you teach me again when you get back? You two have really gotten close, huh? I couldn't keep this place open without cool, reliable workers like you, Rock. So don't get lost at sea or anything like that, alright? Miranda, I'll come back safe. I promise. Charlotte's already a full-fledged waitress. But since she's so honest when she asks about things, I can't help but want to tease her sometimes. But, man oh man, I can't believe Miranda thinks I'm cool and reliable. I have to do my part and get back to this place as soon as I can. Ah, got your eyes on Miranda, huh? I finally managed to get away from Father and Lothar. But now Rock has to leave? Others are getting called for military service too, but at least they have some kind of training. It makes one realize how truly precious those peaceful days were before war was declared. I know, right? It's like so many people are leaving, you go to places you've been before, and characters you probably would have seen there in the beginning are gone now. That's some bullshit. It sure will be lonely now that Rock is leaving. I guess it's my job to believe in my friend's return while they're gone. I've got to send him off with a smile. He'll definitely come home safely. Don't ditch me, Dad. You ain't got nothing to worry about, kiddo. The lady next door said she'll take care of you while I'm gone. You're a tough girl. No way a little change is enough to scare you, yeah? But I'll miss you. No matter what happens, if you're not around, I'll still miss you. What am I supposed to do when I want to see you, Dad? That's a tough question. Can I leave when she's asked that? I'm no wimp, so I can make do no matter what. What am I supposed to do when I'm lonely? Aww. At least she's tough. At least you got a tough daughter. I thought I didn't have to worry since she's got a good head on her shoulders, but... she's still just a kid. Leaving her alone is really bothering me. Man, he's probably a single father too, like, oh man. I used to party here with Durbin and the others for all the time. But now, they've all gone and been drafted. Coming here when there are so few sailors really makes the loneliness set in. Don't worry, your draft card's coming too. If it isn't young Reen. Greetings, Ashen Chevalier. Branch Manager Certain, Lake Lord. Or Lord Lake Lord. Lord Lakelord. God. It's not often we see you two together. Indeed. We ran into each other not long ago. Both our investigations took us to Ordis at the same time. Curious coincidence, no? We were just discussing what we discovered. And I think you may find it particularly interesting, Chevalier. Oh, really? Indeed. The shadow of a giant fish was spotted in the sea cave of the Aros coastal road. From eyewitness reports, it's likely some species of giant swordfish. No doubt it will prove a feisty opponent. If you're any kind of fisherman at all, I'm sure this must pique your interest a little, depends on how much material I get from it. Since you're in the area, perhaps you should take a look around for yourself. Not exactly a pro, but it does sound worth checking out. Thank you. I'll look into it later. A new fishing point has appeared on the Aros Coastal Road. Aros Coastal Road, huh? Well, I don't know about fishing, but maybe I'll check it out sometime. Before we proceed, there is something I'd like to discuss. Of course, what is it? First of all, I must commend you on all your hard work with the survey into the environmental changes. Hard as it is to admit, you have proven your skills to be on par with our club's own elite four. It is only through your talents that we have been able to start drawing up a distribution chart ahead of schedule. Great to hear. I suppose all that hard work has really paid off. I really cannot thank you enough for everything you've done. I am in your debt. Oh, don't mention it. We share the same love for fishing. What's the point in keeping score? Every one of us just did what we felt was right, as fellow anglers. What a very poetic way of putting it. Fellow anglers, It's been far too long since I truly felt that way. Looks like the Fisherman's Guild and the Imperial Fishing Club might be able to patch things up after all. Didn't know there was some shit between them. And last but not least, Reveria Court. Alright. Well met, my friends. I trust you've been keeping well.
I want to apologize for all the trouble. Given the choice, I'd never have kept you in the dark for so long. Please forgive me.
Lady Ferris, please. There's no need for all that. That's right. You have nothing to apologize for. Just being able to see you alive and well is enough for us.
You really were worried about me, weren't you?
Of course. Because they care about you too. Ah, I had known you were there.
I take it you started touring around different parts of the Empire?
Yeah. There's still some things we need to get done before the next rivalry.
I heard you two are planning to do some traveling as well.
That is correct. We've already dropped by the family home and gotten permission from Father. After we confirm the situation within the city, we plan to visit the Merkaba that made an emergency landing near the main road. Road, I don't know why I said it like that. We'd be very grateful if you did. Thanks.
Until now, our options have been limited, but from now on, we plan to do everything we can as members of Thor's.
Then consider us members of Thor's too. Right, our businesses may take a hit, but that's a small sacrifice in the face of everything that's going on. Lady Ferris, if there's anything you need, just say the word.
Thank you very much. But we were only planning on checking up on things. We certainly never intended to take any of your stock.
Though naturally, we would not turn down any help you would offer us. And we want to help. Though not many, we are over the... whoops, actually. Bleh, whatever. They sure are devoted to the Florals.
It makes sense, though. Riviera Court's been through a lot, but the Florals have given them hope. When Patrick and I rushed to Ortis, we weren't yet able to reveal what we were up to. It's so nice to see you all again under the better circumstances. We intend to do all we can to support the Courageous 2 from here on out. That being said, I am worried about the Merkaba after its emergency landing. We should probably go check up on it.
That's probably something we can do. Ferris took on a managerial role for over half a year, battling tooth and nail against the machinations of Kleist Mall. It's no wonder that her employees would all respect her. Regardless, the die has now been cast. The time is nigh for we Floral siblings to make our move as well. Oops. Lady Ferris, Lord Vincent, what a pleasure this is. Even with everything the store has been through, we won't falter. I'll work extra diligently to repay the faith you put in me. Though I don't know the details, it seems someone's made an emergency landing on the main road. Certainly can't ignore this as a seller of medicine. I absolutely must insist on providing some products that are not low on stock. Alright. You have Pegasus. Mermaid cape. Wing shoes. Not. Well, you do have a gift, so I'll take that. But you don't have anything else, do you? Bunch of shit that's way too high for me to get. I think I need it though. Unless I grind a lot of Sepith. But we're done here, so West Lemare Highway. Let's go. Here it is. Phew! Now this is what I call a photo op. The nigh immaculate Sister Rosine hard at work in a glittering airship framed by a perfectly blue sky. At least you're trying to justify your attempts to take pictures of Rosine now. Other than that, you're just the same Rex we knew back at Thor's. But you know, even if you take pictures of the Merkaba, you can't exactly write about it. Well, if it isn't Toa, mind if I get just one picture of you? Maybe one that looks a little more adult? Huh? Adult? What do you mean by that? Oh my goodness. Oh, I'd like to see that. Rex, choose your next words very carefully. Man, there are so many subjects worth interviewing around here. Rosine, Bridget, Toa. Oh, I know. How about you ladies of New Class 7 join in while you're at it? Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there. We all decline. But if you wanted to take a few pictures of me, instructor, that would be a different story. No. No. No thank you. Oh boy. Shot down. Hello everyone. So this is where you were. I knew about the emergency landing, but I didn't expect to find you here, Bridget. I came running as soon as I heard about what happened. The time we spent at Thor's meant a lot to me. I couldn't just ignore you in your time of need. Thank you so much, Bridget. We can use all the help we can get with these repairs. Leave it to me. Min taught me a lot about orbital science. I'm actually rather handy. So, the Graz Ritter, was it? You've been with them this whole time, Rosine? I'd love to hear more about some of the work you've done. I'm afraid I'm not allowed to go into too much detail. That's okay. I know how things can be when you're sworn to secrecy. But my help might be worth a story or two, don't you think? Looks like Bridget twisted her arm. She may not look it, but she's quite the negotiator. Anyway, it's going to be really handy to have the Merkaba back in working order. Good luck with the repairs, ladies. Thanks. We'll give it our best. Good luck to you too. I'll see you again soon, okay? It's encouraging to know Bridget will be working with us. And speaking of encouragement, some supplies have just arrived from Ordis Cathedral. It seems that even the Archbishop is looking out for us. We're truly blessed. Thanks to all of this, we can get the repairs started ahead of schedule. My support is not going to waver. No matter what happens with Rosine, she will always be my friend. What's more, she does seem quite knowledgeable about the Empire's curse. Maybe I should ask her about Alan later. Definitely. That guy, oh my god, I felt like Alan is just the worst. Like, he's just getting worse and worse. Like, oh my god, it's gonna come to a head sooner or later. Like, I just can't help but feel like if there's gonna be any casualty in this game, it's gonna be Alan. Like, this guy is just not in the right headspace. I came running as soon as I heard. This isn't looking good. The engine and orbital energy system have sustained considerable damage. It's going to take a lot of time to repair. I see. The central heavenly chariot is fine, so getting things back to normal is definitely possible. Now that we're here, I'll dig deep and once again find the courage I know I have to get us through this. You can rest easy, I promise. Alright, well, we'll leave it all up to you. Now we have Raquel, God, and Alster, and Leaves, and Milsante, Jesus Christ. Alright, well, alright, we'll see about this later on, but I think that might do it here. This might be another part of a video, but we'll see. If not, then I'll see you guys in a minute, but if not, then I'll see you guys in the next video. So, take care.